Front row of the grid, Ono, the defending champion, Ramdan Rosley, the current championship leader, and the young Indian Sarkar Chavan, really looking to see if the 18-year-old from Pune can really build on what's been an excellent season for him. He's had 1 win and 3 podiums, the man in bike number 3 on the left of your screen. And we are underway immediately in the middle. Ramdan Rosley gets off to a pretty rapid start, but Hiroki Ono, who's been racing this circuit since 2007. He was a wild card in the World Championships back then, and here he is leading once again. He truly is the man to beat, Hiroki Ono.
It was a dream start from Hiroki Ono, and what a start it was from the second row from Hunter Corney, the number 9, who takes a look up the inside and goes past Hiroki Ono, the impudent.
Oh, we've got a crash, we've got a high side, that's a nasty one. Ooh. Well, Corney has got away. Really well done by the Australian. I'm glad that Farish Hafi, who had such a fast qualification, well, the wild card, he is out very, very early on. Luckily, looks like he's walking away, but he's holding his wrist rather gingerly.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Farish, who's looking so promising. Anyway, hopefully he'll be fit for tomorrow. But Hiroki Ono, meanwhile, has got himself back in front.
And Sartak Chaban has gone along with him as well. There is Sartak, takes the inside line. They're going up the hill that you were talking about here. It doesn't look that intimidating, but it's a low, gradual hill, and you've got to negotiate the corners. It's a little bit like the S's at Suzuka here. You wind up to the top of the hill here. It's very, very technical, and Hiroki Ono is the man who is leading the way from Sartak Chaban.
Yeah, and Ramdan Rosley, the number 2 in 3rd, just gets relegated to 4th.
And then you've got this long, long hill down here. There's a right-hand corner at the bottom that really, really causes problems. If you get the braking wrong, this can be so, so difficult. So Hiroki Ono, a little bit tentative on the brakes, just glides in, takes the corner nice and early. Everybody's smoothly through. So it's Hiroki Ono who's leading the way. Everybody else, I think, just following his path.
Yeah, Sartak Chavan in the lead, chasing Hiroki Ono.
That's a second man who's gone off.
Yeah, that's Rendi, the Indonesian. Gravel everywhere, so he clearly went down and scooped up a lot of gravel. But the Luis Miguel, the number 8, is in this leading group and knocking on the door of championship contention. Championship is basically currently between Hiroki Ono, Sartak Chavan, the number 3, and 2nd, and Ramdan Rosley, who was 2nd, of course, in the standings last year, in 3rd. But that number 8 is knocking on the door.
Yeah, he did well in Sepang last time out, didn't he? He was very impressive. He was on the back of the leading group several times, so Luis Miguel will look out for him. Actually, he won 2nd race in Sepang. What am I saying? He was on the back of it. He's really part of that group now.
Yeah, he is. He's a few points adrift, but plenty to go. We've had 4 races. And Hunter Corney is trying to hang with these guys as well. Just behind the number 8 is the number 9. Number 9 is Hunter Corney, the much fancied Australian.
Yeah, you kept your eye on him all this season, haven't you? You've expecting him to be producing a result at some description. Ono is leading the way. Ramdan Rosley, the experienced 29-year-old Malaysian, who was racing 600s not too long ago. He's come down into the TVS and is showing a very, very competitive edge. 4 wins since he made the transition to TVS.
Yeah, he's really worked on his physical condition. Hiroki Ono is quite a bit naturally smaller than he is, but to reduce the advantage of the Japanese rider, Ramdan has slimmed himself down. Sartak Chavan comes up the inside. Sartak, so good to see him adding consistency to speed. I know I'm only speaking on the 2nd lap. So
it's important this year, I think, for Sartak. He's 18, is at that age where he says, do I carry on my, I think it's mechanical engineering that he's doing at university, do I carry on that course, or do I really make a go for it as a full-time professional? Well, at the moment, he's trailing in P2 at the moment, behind Hiroki Ono, on bike number 3, looking as good as a pro.
Yes, he certainly does, and Ramdan Rosley looking as menacing as ever. in P3 currently. Just hanging on to that group as he is in the championship is Luis Miguel.
And there, Hunter Corney just behind them. And Chirag Vishwanath, another teenager from India. A little bit further down, Kim Min-jae, who is followed up by Riku Matsushima. The wild card. A lot of Japanese wild cards in the 5 races that we've got for you today. It's obviously it's huge, is the motor racing scene in Japan. So many fabulous circuits. Opportunity to move away from the All Japan Championships, test yourself on the international stage.
Yeah, and they're always so strong when they come in as wild cards in every category except underbones. We've got really strong Japanese wild card contenders. These 3 at the front looking pretty comfortable with their positions.
Ono's in good form as well, actually. He's racing in the All Japan Championship. Won last week in Tsukuba. But there is Luis Miguel. Let's keep an eye on Luis Miguel. One of the big things about this TVS One Make Championship that everybody, I think, wants is to see emerging talent, especially from India because of where the make is from. But when you see the likes of Luis Miguel and Hunter Corney, who are still both hanging on there, they're the kind of riders that you want to come see making an impression as they come down the hill. This is at the end of lap number 3. It's an 8-lap race.
Yeah, that's it. There's almost a generation between Hiroki Ono and Hunter Corney. Just looking for his position. He is slipping back off the front, as is Luis Miguel just at this point.
Well, I was looking at the birth dates, and a couple of the guys, I think it's Hunter Corney, was born after Ono had made his breakthrough here at Motegi.
Right, well, this is, of course, Hiroki Ono's playground. He's not breaking away here. Their lap times have just come down from the 206s into the 205s, this front 3.
And they're lapping pretty much evenly. 205.7s, 205.7, 205.6 as number 3, Sartak Chavan, just holds off. There's a Chirag Vishwanath has a little wobble there. It looked like he was getting close onto the back end of the second 3. But there's your first group of 3 going past in 1, 2, 3. Nice drone shot of Motegi. And that man is Chirag Vishwanath, another of the Indian teenagers looking to make a big say.
Yeah, he did lose a bit of ground with that error. Corney and Chirag battling for P4 as it stands. Sorry, P5. Luis Miguel is in P4.
Going up the hill once again, it's still Ono. He's been in the lead for the majority of this race. Just behind him, you've got Sartak Chavan in the black, and the pressure once again from Ramdan Rosley.
Just get the feeling that these are running at a comfortable pace, these front 3. They just need to make sure that when I think it is a when, Hiroki Ono starts to break, that they don't get left behind, and this break could be coming now. Let's just look at the lap times once they complete this lap and get an idea, but it looks as though Hiroki Ono is just starting to squeeze his way into a more comfortable lead.
Well, he's just in the fastest sector 3 at 32.18, which is 3/10 quicker than anybody else. He's accelerated away as they come into the final turn. So this is the midpoint of the race. I tell you what, Ramdan and Sartak are working hard to stay close to him. Hiroki Ono comes through, and the time is indeed a new fastest lap of 205.267. You called it well, my friends.
Yeah, you could just see he's just increasing. He's not taking any chances at the front.
Hideaka comes through in P7. Hideaka, part of the Asia Talent Cup.
Sartak and Ramdan just need to make sure they don't hold each other up, because now the break is on. He's stretching away all the time, Hiroki Ono, as we suspected he might. We've seen a close battle in the championship so far, but going with friend and colleague Daniel's turning point narrative, this could be which stamps his authority on this championship.
Indeed, Ono is 3 races without a win, which is, for him, a drought. He's won 17 of 23 races in this TVS One Make championships since he joined, but 3 without a result. Admittedly, he had a podium on each of those 3. No, he didn't. He was in P4 in Sepang. So a veritable drought for Hiroki Ono. He's looking to make sure that that drought ends here in Motegi.
We recall seeing the face of thunder when Hiroki Ono failed to make the podium.
Gosh, he has pulled away quite significantly. He's pulled in a fast sector 1 for 31.8, fast sector 2, 32.6, which is by half a second quicker than Sartak over those 2 sectors.
Yeah, they've got no answer for it. They're just doing whatever they can do. 2:05s, he's in. This is going to be another fastest lap. So at the midpoint of the race, Hiroki Ono decided to break the hearts of his competition. Rider in P3 there is currently the championship leader by the slenderest of margins.
Only by 2 points, isn't it, as Ono goes over the line first. This is the old twin ring Motegi. You've got the oval that is still here. It isn't used as an oval circuit anymore. It makes it a unique place to watch, as the riders will have to go under the bridge, under the old oval circuit on a couple of occasions. And you mentioned it's a very stop-start circuit. The riders, some riders are having a tough time with that. Not Ono. At the end of each of these straights, Barry, they have to slam on the brakes, get into position and start all over again.
And the thing is, when you come out of these turns and you've got another straight in front of you, the exit has got to be just right. There's so much time on this track with the bikes absolutely upright under acceleration, upright under braking.
You go through under the bridge for the first time on the way out as they start the incline up. Ono is increased that lead to nearly 2.5 seconds. This is not something that we regularly see in TVS 1 makers. The bikes are very, very similar. You can tweak and adjust a few little things, but not an awful lot.
I'll tell you what, Sartak is not going fast enough for Ramdan. Ramdan wants to get through. He obviously wants to do it safely. He's still at this point leading the championship, but he's going to make a move now on Sartak. I'd say now, I mean, at some point in this lap. So many overtaking places here.
Coming up the hill, Sartak Chavan. Go over the brow of the hill and then you can just feel the takeoff. And that lead is now up to 3 seconds and Ono is pulling further and further away. His fastest times are 2:04.675 and I think he's going to go quicker than that this time around. A look over the shoulder from Sartak to see where Ramdan was, and Ramdan's right behind him, of course.
Yeah, as if he didn't know. I think Ramdan has got a little bit more pace than Sartak. Let's see what he can do.
2:04.7, just outside his previous lap time. But nonetheless, it's a full, well, 1.9 seconds quicker. This is the battle for P4. Luis Miguel, the young Spaniard, and Hunter Corney, the young Australian. Chirant Vishwanath has dropped down to P6. Matsushima's got ahead of Idiaka in a battle for 7th amongst the 2 Japanese. This is P2 at the moment, where bike number 3, Sartak Chavan, is successfully holding off Ramdan Rosley.
Yeah, he's doing a good job because Ramdan really looked as though he was shaping up 1 lap ago to go past. So Sartak has found an answer, but nobody's found an answer to Hiroki Ono. There isn't. Sorry, there's 2 battles. This one we're looking at now for 2nd, and battle for 4th behind them between Luis Miguel and Hunter Corney.
And then beyond them, Chirant Vishwanath is under pressure from Matsushima and Idiaka, and Kim Min-jae still there. Paredes and Nixon Frost and Alwin Sundar. They complete the 12 out on the circuit at the moment.
I think what it is there is that Ramdan is a little bit quicker through the flowing sections than Sartak. Then when we get back onto the straights from turn 10, quite hold his advantage.
Luis Miguel is successfully holding off Hunter Corney. Hunter Corney had the lead at one stage, if we remember, in the first lap.
Yeah, that was a really nice cheeky move he made on Hiroki Ono, reflecting his general attitude to racing, which is to respect no one because of seniority, and everybody is senior to you in racing when you're 14 years old.
Indeed.
But you can see the attitude in Hunter Corney. It's an attitude that we often
Oh,
see from
Sartak.
Australians. That is one of the most dangerous areas for going over track limits, and you saw it exactly there.
And he loses a place, obviously, but miraculously, he held on to the bike. He'll be shaken, and he'll know that he's on to the final lap. Well, that's an unusual error to make, to go so wide there. The lead is 4.7 seconds in the championship standings. Bottom right of your screen, you can see that Hiroki Ono would be the new championship leader. Turning point in the season, possibly.
Yeah, so the pressure from Ramdan appears to have paid off. He can maintain this advantage for the second podium spot. He is coming out of the darkness after turn 5 and moving on to turn 6. Into the flowing section. This should be good for Ramdan in this battle for P2.
Sartak's got back right up there, hasn't he? And maybe Sartak wasn't holding up Ramdan. Maybe Ramdan just couldn't get past. But Sartak looks like he's quick. In the meantime, the race leader by a country mile, close to 5 seconds. Bike 2 is Ramdan Rosli, Malaysia. He is Young Gun, the Indian Pro Stock 3 to 400cc champion. He's in P3.
Pushing hard, you can see the rear of the bike snaking, under braking.
And then Luis Miguel is still holding off Hunter Corney. It's coming close as they come down that hill.
This is going to be one to watch.
We're following Hiroki Ono.
Well, he's always one to watch, but he's on his own now, and he's not going to make an error.
Ono will come through round the final corner. Behind them, that battle is still ongoing, and it's still being held by Sartak, who's got through on Ramdan Rosli. This is for P2. Ono will take the win. Ono has taken the win. Behind them, Sartak, Javan. That's a terrific comeback against Ramdan Rosli to take P2. Behind them, Luis Miguel holds off Hunter Corney, but hats off to Hiroki Ono. Hats off also to Sartak Javan.
Yeah, that was a great recovery from Sartak, who went off on the penultimate lap on the last turn.